Fighting games are bigger than ever, and MultiVersus is the latest blockbuster in the genre. People love the game's fun mechanics and crazy roster of characters, and it's pretty easy to see why. Most other games don't let you pit Arya Stark against Shaggy. What's more, it looks like the devs aren't stopping here. They're about to add 2 new characters to the mayhem, and it's got everyone hyped. Here's what you need to know. Firstly, Black Adam and one of the Gremlins are joining the roster. MultiVersus already has an insane mashup of properties, and things are about to get even weirder. The free-to-play platform brawler has built up a massive player count already, and it's not even officially out yet. That said, the studio's been pretty stingy about the character announcements. We know they're working on some cool new characters based on recent leaks, but we don't know when they'll be dropping. Thankfully, it looks like the developers are going to get the ball rolling. Player First Games has announced 2 new characters that'll be joining MultiVersus pretty soon. We'll apparently be able to play as Black Adam and a gremlin named Stripe in the near future. Now, both of these characters are a little unexpected. For starters, you probably thought that the devs went with Dwayne Johnson's version of Adam for their game, and we wouldn't blame you. Unfortunately, that's not the case. This is the version of the Antihero from the comics, and he's got a long history. He's actually an 80-year-old figure in the DC world. Of course, he's going to be played by The Rock in the movie coming out this October, and that's probably why he's joining MultiVersus. The character is going to be one of the biggest heroes in the DCU moving forward, and we are definitely going to get a Dwayne Johnson skin for him down the line. We can't wait to match him up against Superman. Now that's going to be a fight for the ages. But Stripe's inclusion is also pretty surprising. That's because the little monster wasn't in any of the leaks data miners were putting up over the past month. He's actually a big part of the Gremlins franchise, and has been since the first movie in 1984. He'll also be in 2023's Gremlins 3, so his inclusion is a pretty great marketing move for WB. The reports actually mentioned another gremlin called Gizmo, but he apparently didn't make it through the testing phase. The devs are going with a different design and name for the final release, and we're sure Stripe is going to be a fun addition to the game. That said, it's got us wondering what other surprises might be in store for fans of the brawler. Why? Well, those leaks are pretty extensive. Data miners have been having a field day with the PC port of MultiVersus, and they've brought up a ton of interesting information. Data mining basically involves pulling up old files and looking at the previous versions of a game. The developers of the fighting game have left a ton of things lying around, and it's a pretty good clue of what might be in store for the future. That's how fans already knew to expect Black Adam, and based on what we've seen so far, it looks like the devs have been working on a bunch of other prototypes. Seriously, these leaks mention some crazy big properties. If you're looking for more DC characters, the data says that Joker, Nubia, Raven, Static Shock, and Poison Ivy have been in the game at some point. If you're more of a fantasy geek, the miners have also uncovered models for the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and more Game of Thrones fighters. That includes folks like Gandalf, Legolas, Daenerys, and Harry himself. Besides that, there's more Cartoon Network stuff like Ben 10, WB monsters like Godzilla, and even deep cuts like Beetlejuice. WB characters aren't the only ones in development though. Miners have also seen traces of Naruto, Wreck-It Ralph, and the Incredible Hulk in a bunch of different files. There are even rumors of a playable version of Ted Lasso. That's right, this roster is only going to get weirder from here on out. Now, it's important to remember that these leaks are for older versions of the game. They might not make it to the final product, but the Black Adam announcement just proved that they're legit. And if MultiVersus goes on for long enough, there's a good chance that all of these characters might make it into the game. That's because WB's obviously trying to follow the template set by Epic Games. They want this project to be the Fortnite of the fighting game world, and they've put a lot of money behind it. Everyone knows that the Battle Royale game has covered every franchise known to man with its skins. Making playable fighters out of the same number of properties is obviously a lot harder, since you need movesets and animations in MultiVersus. That said, there's a lot of potential to this title right now, and we won't be surprised if the roster keeps getting wilder and wilder. What's more, the game's just entered its first proper season. Player First introduced the new content rollout on August 15th, and there's a ton to look forward to. Rick and Morty will soon be available as part of the fighting roster, with Morty dropping on August 23rd. We don't have a release date for Grandpa Sanchez yet, but we do know a bit about how he'll play. Apparently, he's a range-type character, while his sidekick from the show is a bruiser. The new season is also bringing a ton of cosmetics you can use to customize your characters, including new banners and fresh costume variants. The devs have also integrated ranked mode for more competitive players, with an arcade mode currently in development. We can't wait to see what other game modes they've got in the works. Honestly, we feel like MultiVersus could be the next Fortnite, because the people working on the game seem committed to it. They've announced a whole lineup of new content, and their work is already the talk of the town. In fact, we just got word that more than 12 million players have downloaded the title. That's a crazy number, considering that the game has only been out a few months. Get this, it's one of the most popular games across all platforms right now, and it's giving blockbusters like GTA 5 and Elden Ring a run for their money. Gamers just can't get enough of its iconic characters and exciting 2v2 matches, and we don't blame them. It's an ambitious new title that everyone's having fun with, and we can't wait to see where it goes next. Black Adam and Stripe are a good start, but the character drops are only getting started. With MultiVersus covered, here's some other news about WB's games. First up, it looks like Warner Bros. Discovery is committed to its gaming division. It's been a pretty turbulent time for Warner Bros. After its merger with Discovery, fans have been hit with some heartbreaking announcements, including the cancellation of Batgirl. That left a lot of folks worried about the future of their games lineup, but we've got some news. According to a reliable source, WB Games will be left as is, since the department's pretty profitable. The leadership at Warner Bros. Discovery apparently really likes how they've been performing, and they're not making any immediate changes to the division. That's a pretty smart move, considering that WB Games already has major titles like Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy scheduled to come out in the next 6 months. Any meddling would have probably affected these releases in a bad way. Secondly, Gotham Knights has officially gone gold. That's right, the next Batman title is ready for release. That's great news for DC enthusiasts, because it means the game probably won't be getting any further delays. We don't know about you, but we're really excited to get our hands on it. WB Games Montreal confirmed the game's status on their Twitter account, and fans are hyped. That said, the devs will probably still keep themselves busy by applying the finishing touches to the title leading up to the release. A day one patch is basically guaranteed for all games at this point. That's how the industry has shaped up. Gotham Knights looks super cool, and we can't wait to play it. The title was delayed from 2021 to this year, so we're glad the release is set in stone for this October. And finally, Hogwarts Legacy just got delayed. Harry Potter fans will have to wait a bit longer to explore Hogwarts, because the game got delayed to 2023. Honestly, we could see this delay coming. That's because the devs haven't announced anything since the big state of play in March. The official Twitter account for Hogwarts Legacy announced that the game will now be released on the 10th of February next year. The tweet also offered an explanation by saying that the team wants to release the best possible Harry Potter experience for their fans. Now, it's obviously a little disappointing, but we'll be glad they made this decision in the long run. We definitely wouldn't want Avalanche Studios to release the game without polish, so we're happy to wait a few more months for their latest project. That's a wrap for this video. Are you going to play as Black Adam or Stripe first? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.